Hi everyone and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide, where this afternoon we're back here at Thorpe Park on an absolutely beautiful day. The weather has just been perfect the past couple of days. It's been lovely getting out, making the most of it, and of course visiting lots of theme parks. If you haven't already, make sure you check out the previous few vlogs to this one. We started off with a full park vlog from Chessington World of Adventures, where we had a great day, getting back on lots of the different rides, and also as well bringing you the latest updates, including the 2 new areas coming over the next couple of years. We also stayed at the Chessington Hotel for the first time in almost 3 years, and we actually stayed in an awesome Jumanji themed room, so we've got a full tour from that's on the channel. We've also been to Legoland Windsor. We were actually there this morning, and we thought whilst we're down here, let's come to Thorpe Park. It's 2:30 now, just thought I'd come for the last couple of hours. The park obviously shuts at 5 o'clock. It's an off-peak weekday, it's a Tuesday, so it shouldn't be too busy at all. I think Hyperia is advertised on 40 minutes at the moment. And yeah, my main reason why I really wanted to come down here into Thorpe Park today, whilst we were down south, was come and just get a few re-rides on Hyperia, because we've had a lot of comments, a lot of messages where people have been saying, Sean, you really need to get down and get on Hyperia again. They've made some changes to it, it's riding really bad, it's rough, it's rattly, and then I spoke to other people that have said it's not too bad at all. It seems like it's been a real mix, so I thought, you know what, I need to get down here myself and come and actually check out what's happened to Hyperia. Supposedly they've changed some of the wheel compounds and a few other bits on the train, and that has resulted in a rougher ride experience, from what quite a few people have said, and quite a few trusted sources as well. Good friends of mine out there, a lot of people have said that they're not really enjoying the rides at the moment on Hyperia, which is really sad if that's the case, because it's only a year old. I mean, we're in June 2025 now. It opened last year, May 2024. You know, it's only just got literally just turned 1 year old, so I'm hoping that it's not going to be too bad. So I'm going to head down there now, get a few rides in, and yeah, let's go and see what Hyperia is riding like at the moment. Oh, gorgeous day for it. It really does feel like summer now. Colossus there on the right hand side. Might try and get a couple of other rides in as well. Make the most of it. I'd like to go on stealth. Oh, Hyperia going down. It's incredible first drop. Standing at 236 foot tall. Of course, the tallest roller coaster in the UK. The fastest roller coaster in the UK with speeds of just over 80 miles per hour. And it's an amazing ride, it really is. Of course, it's had its problems, but I do love it. It's by far my favourite coaster that we've got here in the country. So yeah, I've been a little bit concerned with what I've been hearing from quite a few people. And it's not just been like a few here and there. We've had a lot of messages and a lot of people letting us know. So of course, thanks so much for keeping us updated on these things. Obviously Thorpe Park for us, it's about a 2.5 hour drive away. It's not like we can just pop in and do it straight away. If it's something at Alton Towers, and if you message in and say, oh, they've done this or they've done that, we can easily just pop in. So I thought, well, whilst we're down here, our main plan was to do Chessington and Legoland, but I thought we may as well pop in and come and yeah, get a ride in on here. I'm sure we'll be back in a few weeks anyway. As soon as Charlotte's feeling up to going on some of the bigger rides, I'm sure she'll be really excited to get back on Hyperia. As soon as she feels ready, that is. Look at it there, it's dwarfed Saw, hasn't it? It looks so small now, Saw. Yeah, I won't be rushing for a ride on there. So yeah, it's not going to be like a full park vlog, more just like a general update. It's only about a month ago I was last here, and obviously did a full park vlog then. But just get on what I can do this afternoon, prioritising Hyperia there. I'd like to get 2 or 3 rides in on there just to give it a good go and see what's going on with it. What's happened to my baby? Hyperia. It's really not sounding good, this. I was just chatting with some fans of the channel there after filming that previous clip, and they just said to me they did a mid-row ride and it was awful. It was rattly, it was shaky. Yeah, this is a new coaster, it's 12 months old for a reliable manufacturer, Mack Rides. Like, what's going on? Are people over exaggerating, or is it really going to be that bad? Am I going to get a headache after? Some people have been saying they have. Really fascinated now just to see. Tell you what, this is looking good. Have they put more fencing up here now? I think they have. Done all this round here as well. Can't fault those operations though. That's the thing with Hyperia, the operations have been awesome since the coaster opened. Obviously when it's been available, they've been trying the best to get the trains out, and obviously quite a bit of the time it's ended up being on one train, but they've still been trying to get that train sent out as quick as they could do. Today though, 2 train service. Yeah, look at this, it's growing nice around here now. Yeah, they put loads more new fencing in. This has been done since last time. Obviously they put some, that's what they've done. Right, so you had like the bars that were there, like the black bars at the back, but they didn't have the bits coming down on. There we go, they've done all that as well. I was thinking, what's changed, what's different? Here we go. Ah, Look at this, 45 advertised now. I'm going to go for the single rider queue and see what that's like. Oh yeah, oh, it looks quiet, single rider. Oh, that's a good sign. I've not really had much luck myself this year when I've been coming down here to Thorpe. I've been a few times and I had to come when it's on one train or having issues and that sort of thing. Last time I was here, obviously, was on reduced capacity, so yeah, hoping to just get a few rides in. Let's get down that single rider queue and give it a go. Oh, it doesn't look too bad at all over there. Fantastic, obviously single rider. You can wait longer than the main queue. Sometimes I think you are better off in a main queue, depending on how far back it is. Well, yeah, looking at that today, I think we're all good. Oh yeah, oh, it's all the way down there. Oh, that's great. And you also look at the steps and think how many's waiting on the steps? Hardly any. So this is probably going to be maybe 15-20 minutes, probably about half the regular queue. A little bit nervous to see what this is going to be like after all these comments and reports. I hope it's not too bad. Well, waited just over 20 minutes there in the single rider queue, so not too bad at all. Tell you what though, then you get the feather duster out in here, look at this. Lots of cobwebs in this station. No dispatch audio though. Then because it was already playing the other announcement. Or it was like lower in the background. Love all the smoke and the light effects in here though. Yeah, interested to see what this is going to ride like. So I'm on row 8. So it's like not a mid-train ride, a little bit further back than a mid-train. Let's go. I'll see when I come off and I'll share my thoughts. I'm a bit nervous. Is it going to be that rough? Then at the moment of truth, just stepped off row 8 there on Hyperia. How was it? Wow, leaving the station and starting to climb the lift hill, I was feeling like, how is this actually going to ride? There's been so many people though saying it's been really rough. And then of course came off the top of the lift hill down the absolutely awesome drop. I mean, it's one of the best drops on any coaster out there, isn't it? I thought, you know what, the drop was brilliant. It felt no different to how it did before. But then it was after the drop where I did start to feel quite a lot of vibration on the train. Now, I wouldn't go as far to say as that it was rough and giving me a headache, but you could certainly feel more movement on the train than I have done previously. Kind of shaking a little bit side to side, and you could hear it as well. Obviously, Mack Rides are often known to have a bit of a Mack Rides rattle, as we'd say here. You know, we often say it, even some of their coasters that are very smooth, they'll often have a rattle that you can sometimes hear. You don't necessarily feel it. Whereas on here, the train was certainly, felt like it was juddering side to side a little bit. For me, it didn't take away from the ride experience on that ride. It wasn't like uncontrollably rough. However, as we know with coasters, they depend so much on various different factors. The wheels that they're running on there, obviously they can often swap out wheels and different compounds and that sort of thing. Along with that, the weather can make a difference. It's 26 degrees Celsius today. It does ride different when it's cold, when it's hot. Honestly, it all makes a big difference, not just with Hyperia, but any coaster in general. And then of course, I was in row 8. I need to get on some different seats. Hopefully towards the front of the train would be ideal, just to give it a try there and see what it's like. But certainly as it was going round, it's not as smooth as it should be for a Mack Rides coaster that's only 12 months old. Certainly should not be riding like that. There's quite a bit of vibration on there, kind of rocking side to side. Need to give it another go and then kind of see what that's like. But yeah, based on my row 8 ride, wasn't as bad as I was expecting. However, there's clearly been some changes made somewhere to either the wheel components or something else on this ride, because yeah, it shouldn't be riding like that. It was very much juddering side to side. As much as, in my opinion, that from that ride didn't seem like a major issue now, I do worry how that could be in the long term. 3-4 years from now, think a decade from now, you know, when this goes to 10 years old, how's that going to ride? So yeah, we'll see with that one. I'm going to go right round. Single rider looks very quiet, so I'm going to give this another go. Right, here we go then, round 2, 30-minute main queue now, but we'll go for single rider again, because this time it's literally past the merge point, up on the steps. Yeah, I'm probably going to wait about 15 minutes for single rider here, which is not bad at all. I tell you what though, in terms of like new coasters that have opened in like the past, well, decade, or well, for a longer than that maybe. Like normally in the second year of operation, you wouldn't be able to get on that new coaster still, like in 15 minutes in a single rider queue. You know, I remember when like saw the ride open, you know, it was regularly getting massive queues. It's like with Hyperia, 30 minutes this afternoon, weather's good. No, it's built up a tiny bit now, as I've been walking around, but still, yeah, that's all right. 20 minutes maybe for a world-class coaster. Hopefully I get a different row, try that seat. Oh, that was even better that time. Waited 15 minutes in single rider, and it's going to be a row 3 ride. Yeah, it's good. Further down towards the front. Give it a good comparison from row 8 and see what this is going to be like. Yeah, there's quite a few details to see here in the station building for Hyperia. There's not loads of stuff, but what they've got in here is quite nice. It's more about the audio and the lighting package that brings it together in here, especially when the train dispatches. Right then, I've just come off row 3 there on Hyperia, and that was like a completely different ride experience to the first one that I had. That was a major rattle. The train was shaking side to side that much that it did feel rough when it was going through quite a few of the elements. Not so much on the first drop, it kind of kicked in after that. At the bottom of the first drop, which obviously is the fastest part of the ride, where you reach just over 80 miles an hour, that was the point where you could really feel it shaking. I felt my whole body like shaking side to side, which certainly isn't good for a coaster that's 12 months old. I don't know if I was on the other train or not. I should have looked really. But yeah, I don't know if I was on the other train to the one that I did before. Possibly so, because that felt like a completely different ride. And that's another thing with these coasters and any coasters out there. So many different factors come into it. Even the different trains, some of them can ride different to others. You find that on quite a lot of coasters. But I tell you what, that was almost the point of not being enjoyable. If I had more rides on it like that, it certainly wouldn't be my favourite coaster anymore here in the UK, which is sad because it's a statement piece for Thorpe Park. It's a very impressive ride. But yeah, we're certainly at the point now where it's one of them where it's a bit like a lottery. You don't know what you're going to get. You might get a good ride, you might get a bad ride, and it's a shame for, you know, this massive coaster to be riding like that. all sorts of different factors that could be coming into play here. But I tell you what, one thing that is really good is the operations on here. They're smashing the trains out, the staff are all doing the best they can do, and honestly, like, that is what really is making this coaster for me. The fact they're getting it sent out, they've finished off this whole area around here now, which is nice. I just hope they can sort out the main issue itself, because, you know, the operations are good, this whole area around here looks better than it did last year, and this is how it should have looked when it first opened. But they need to get the main event sorted out, the coaster itself. Why is it riding like that? Questions need to be asked. You know, I did my video a few months ago about Hyperia and the problems with the ride, the lift hill issues they've had, the train issues, all sorts of problems this ride has had. So they're only trying the best, I guess, to make it more reliable. And that kind of all comes into why change the wheels. Basically, this ride has valid a few times. It's stalled, it's rolled back, so they need to try and make sure that it's completing them elements with some good speed. It certainly feels faster when it's going through the elements, and that's probably what would be making it rougher. But that row 3 ride just there was completely different. It was almost at the point of not being very enjoyable. My favourite element on there is the stall, and luckily that was riding really good still because it's quite slow. It's the more faster sections. It was before you drop down to where the trim brakes are, what used to be a water splash when it first opened. Obviously not anymore. I don't know what's happened to the water splash. That section there, the train was juddering side to side. So yes, I can certainly see why there's been concern for people coming down here. And obviously the ride, you know, it's safe to be operating. It wouldn't be operating if it's, you know, it wasn't as much rougher roller coasters out there than Hyperia. There really is. But what was quite interesting is I heard someone just behind me on the road when we came in on the brakes, and they actually said that they thought it was rougher than Colossus, which I thought, oh blimey, like, you know, it's not good, is it? Not good when people are saying that. So this is really going to be one to monitor. I'm glad that we came in today just so I could get a couple of rides on it, and probably have another ride as well. It's just gone 4 o'clock. So yeah, we're going to go over to Stealth, have a little look up there. And yeah, I'll probably come back down here and give it another go. I'm not too sure what to think, to be honest. So I love this coaster. Really do love this coaster, but yeah, it's making it hard to love it when it's riding like that in certain seats. I think it literally, you know, it depends on the train. That first ride, row 8, was not bad at all. You know, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it certainly wasn't uncomfortable. It shows how it can vary depending on the seat. It's like the Hyperia lottery, Hyperia bingo. You know, you're going to win a good seat or not, and it shouldn't be like that. That also, though, does remind me of another Mack coaster that also opened last year, and that is Voltron at Europa Park. I've shared my thoughts a lot about Voltron, and I feel like Voltron's like, you know, playing the lottery. I mean, the rattle on Voltron on some of the seats is almost unbearable. We're not at that point on Hyperia yet, in my opinion. We're at the point where it's time to take the enjoyment away from it, but I wouldn't call it unbearable. Voltron on some seats is unbearable. It's got to the point with Voltron where there's some, if I'm waiting in the, you know, the station and to put me on like a certain row or that train, I wouldn't go on it. I'd rather just walk off and leave. We're not at that stage yet with Hyperia, but it just makes me worry about the kind of long-term future of it, and just Mack Rides in general, because Mack, you know, they're a very reliable manufacturer. They've built some fantastic coasters over the years. Helix at Liseberg, one of the best. DC Rivals Hypercoaster, Hyperia, fantastic ride, and so is Voltron, depending on the seats that you're in. But it just can't really carry on like this, can it? You know, there's certainly some issues what need resolving, and hopefully they're just trying different things out. That's the best thing we can kind of take from this at the moment. They're trying certain things out, but it's certainly not riding as good as it was last year now. Nowhere near. Yeah, it was pretty uncomfortable on that second ride that I did just there. How good's this music though, round at Colossus? Hyperia. Let me know your thoughts down below in the video comments. A really interesting one, this. Really interesting. It's certainly got people talking. And yeah, probably try and get a go on Stealth. Someone was saying that it's on one train though today, so yeah, I'll probably give that a go anyway, because I do love Stealth. Obviously it was shut for a period as well, wasn't it? So I'd like to get back on there whilst we're down here. Yeah, not a full part vlog, just a small update whilst we're here, a little bonus whilst we're down this way. Legoland's, you know, it's literally 20 minutes drive away, so it's perfect getting it in whilst we're down here. You know us, we always like to make the most of things. Quantum, 5 minutes, not bad. Well, we just had a little chill for 15 minutes over in the Dome. And yeah, I was just looking at the queue times on the app. Stealth's advertised on 25 minutes. And then you've got Hyperia also on 25 minutes. And of course the single rider queue option available. So I think I'm just going to go for another ride on Hyperia. So I would have liked to have done Style, but I'm sure we'll be back again soon. And yeah, I think for me, I need to give Hyperia another go, because obviously I've had one ride that was, you know, all right, like it wasn't really too rough, and I've had another one that was pretty rough and shaky. So I think I need to give it a third ride just to see what it's like, really. Hopefully get another row and yeah, just give it another try. So I'm going to go for that. Lovely setting though, isn't it, here, especially on a nice day like this. Gorgeous. Yeah, I've had a lovely couple of days down here. I've had a lot of time just kind of chilling out as well. That's the thing with us having George now, taking this a little bit slower and having a bit of a chill out at some of the parks. You know, sometimes we'd race round, you know, and get loads and loads and loads done. Whereas now we still get loads done, but we also just make sure we're having a bit more chill time and things as well. It's nice taking it a bit easier. Really enjoying it. Some of the parks puts me in a bit of a different perspective as well, which is fantastic. Yeah, so let's go. Hopefully I'll get another row. I mean, a back would be good to try, wouldn't it? Obviously I'll probably go for a single rider, and even if I was doing the main queue, you can't pick your row. There's still no row request. I'd love to see a front row queue on Hyperia, because it's my favourite seat. I've not had a front row on it all season. Yeah, I love a front row queue. So you just got the option to wait, obviously in the main queue, not single rider. That's what we all want. And then ideally, I mean, a back row queue would be nice. A small back row queue would be ideal. Let's go. I'll just get a little bit more off-ride footage for you there. And let's see what row I get this time. Third ride on Hyperia this afternoon. And then that'll be ride close. Find your fearless here at Thorpe Park. Well, it's going to be another row 8 just here. Hopefully I'm on the other train though, so we'll see what that's going to be like. I think I am. I think I'm on a different train to my first ride. Let's go and see. Third ride on Hyperia. Oh, Hyperia, the beauty, what has happened to you? I can't believe it. Like, that ride just on row 8 was different to the first ride I had and the second ride that I had. Clearly, it depends on what train you're on, what row you're on, maybe even what seat. I was sat on the other side of row 8 that time, and I think I was on the other train. However, that again was really rough and shaky, probably even more than the second ride that I had on there. What's going on with it? Like, this should be a world-class coaster, and it is when it's running well. Of course, we've always said that, you know, it's been a little bit short, but still the elements on here are amazing. One of the best first drops anywhere in the world. My personal favourite element, which is the store, which is incredible. And of course, you've got the outward bank, which it takes with a lot more speed now. I liked it when it was a bit slower because you've got the inversion after that as well. For me, that element just isn't as good anymore. And the same with the store. Like, I love it still, but it's going through faster now. So it's just not got as much hang time. It feels like, you know, the coaster that it was designed to be, because of the speed that it's running now faster, it's kind of taken away from it a little bit. And don't get me wrong, I still really appreciate the fact we've got this ride in the UK. It still offers something that a lot of other coasters don't in this country, which is crazy huge elements. So I really do appreciate that. But honestly, like, what has happened to it? Why is it running like that? Like, it's not good. It really isn't good. Like, it's going so fast now through the layout, and you think speed would be, oh, you know, that's a good thing. It's kind of took away from some of the elements, and the fact that it's a lot more uncomfortable now as well is a real shame, because I love Hyperia. my favourite coaster in the UK, but to be honest, I don't know if it's going to stay in that top spot for long or not. I've had a lot more enjoyable rides recently on Icon at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, and of course Nemesis at Alton Towers as well. So it's one of them. Like, I love the elements on here. It's an amazing ride, it really is. But when it's running so inconsistent, it's one of them. It's a bit of a love-hate relationship thing with it. But I hope it gets better. I really do. Of course, going to keep riding it. It's not to the point where it's completely unbearable and uncomfortable like some of the seats, not all the seats, but some of the seats on Voltron. But there's clearly some issues with this ride at the moment that I hope that can be resolved. I really do, because it's a very impressive coaster. We're lucky to have it in this country. They've done some really nice finishing off and things around the area, but it's just not riding right. Apparently they've made some other changes to the trains as well with some of the support structure. So yeah, I'm not too sure on the exact details of exactly what's been done with that, but still, clearly something's changed, and it's changed since the start of this season, because it was riding really good last time I was here, just over a month ago. Something's happened in that period of time, which has meant that yeah, Hyperia is pretty rough now. A 12-month-old coaster from Mack Rides, not great at all. Let me know your thoughts though down below in the video comments, as always. It's really one that's, you know, I wouldn't want to say divided opinions, but I've spoken to a lot more people that think that it has become very rough compared to those that think it's still riding fine. So let me know your thoughts. I'm still a Hyperia lover, but I just want to make sure that yeah, that this can get resolved at some point, because it's certainly, yeah, it shouldn't be riding like that. Blimey. But there we go. Thanks for joining us for another update here on Theme Park Worldwide. Stay tuned for all our different vlogs coming up. We're heading back up into Staffordshire now after a wonderful visit down south here, doing quite a few different parks and attractions. And of course, make sure you check out those other vlogs if you haven't already seen them here on the channel. We're here from Thorpe Park. That leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you all in the next video.